Mayberry has launched a new civil servant investment campaign. And I think this is a really great initiative to bring civil servants on board. So here to tell us more is General Manager at Mayberry, Damian Wiley. Hello, Damian.
Hi, Kalilah. How are you doing?
I am great. Welcome to Taking Stock. So tell us what the civil servant investment campaign is all about.
So the civil servant campaign is really an initiative by Mayberry Investments tailored exclusively for Jamaica's public sector workers. And that group of people are extremely important to us for a number of reasons. People always ask, since we've started this initiative, who are the people that we're speaking to specifically? So we're talking about teachers, doctors, other civil servants, police officers, soldiers, government agency staff, and so on. The campaign is designed to make wealth building more accessible and rewarding for our civil servants who we view as being an essential part of the people who serve our nation. One of the things, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. The other thing is what?
So the other thing is that why this is an extremely important initiative for Mayberry is that we believe that civil servants are the backbone of our country, right? And we view this as a way of giving back. Secondly, our founder, Maurice Berry, was a civil servant himself. So it's a campaign aimed at reviving our roots and giving back to that group of people who are essential to our nation's growth.
So how is this different than other investment products that Mayberry offers?
Right. So there's a couple of differences. One, the first is that we're waiving our $1 million minimum account requirement and lowering that to 300,000. The other thing about it is that it comes along with a 12-month mandatory savings plan, giving people a chance to invest meaningfully and watch their investments grow. At a time when we see where interest rates on your savings accounts are very small, our return of 5%, we feel is an extremely attractive opportunity for people who need three things primarily. They need a safe investment, they need a secure investment, and they need something that's really simple and structured. And it's part of our managed portfolios here at Mayberry. So what the managed portfolios speak to is the reliance on seasoned investment professionals to make decisions on your part, because one, you don't have the time to follow the markets. You don't necessarily going to check the daily trade sheets. You're not necessarily going to realize what a war in Iran and the US or Israel means for your investment portfolio. So you have people that are dedicated to managing that for you. And again, it's one of those things that we believe very strongly about. So those are the differences that we can come up with.
You mentioned a 5% return. Is that a guaranteed return?
Guaranteed 5%, yes.
So 5% is on the
per annum.
On the conservative side, somewhat. What types of things would you be investing in on behalf of civil servants?
So you're asking me to give away the secret sauce. But what I'll say is we will be investing in assets that yield a guaranteed 5% return. Some of those assets could be simple certificates of deposits, other assets such as local notes that have been issued by strong local companies, or it could be a mixture of both. As I said, you're asking me to give away the secret sauce, and I can't necessarily do that.
Oh, well, you've told us enough, so we have an idea. Hurt wants to know, do you have to prove that you're a civil servant to open the account?
Yes, you do have to prove that. Typically, you would use your work ID would be a good source of proof, or a job letter if you don't have your work ID, for example.
All right. So how can somebody sign up and learn more about the campaign?
So, of course, you know that we're living in a digital age, right? So if you visit www.mayberryinv.com, there is a ton of information there We're located at 1.5 Oxford Road. So if you want to talk to somebody, feel free to stop by. Any of our seasoned investment advisors are always willing to have a conversation with you.
Why civil servants in particular, though? Why did you want to target this group of workers?
Because we believe that this group of workers are often overlooked by, you know, the various products that financial services businesses offer. We believe that, as again I said before, it's a part of who we started out being. There's a beautiful picture of what Mayberry represents downstairs in our lobby, just as you enter, and you'll see in that picture exactly who I'm talking about. You'll see teachers, nurses, doctors, police officers, the JDF. So it's something that's very, very meaningful to us. And especially given that this year is our 40th year, I think that it was a good mix in terms of time and initiative, that we kind of remember where we're coming from and give back something to that group of people from whence we came.
Johnson wants to know if the 5% is tax-free.
So the 5% isn't tax-free, but we can always work with you on another side of the business to identify what those tax opportunities are. In fact, there's one coming up, but I'll allow the marketing team to do their job probably in another week or two, that actually has a tax deferment attached to it.
And Hurt is back. Hurt Quick is back, wanting to know if you can sign up online.
Yes, you can sign up online. You can open your account online at www.mayberryinv.com. It takes probably about 20 minutes if you have all the data that are required, your typical data, your proof of ID, proof of address, proof of income, that sort of thing, and all of that is uploaded digitally.
Is there a deadline to enroll?
I would say do it as soon as possible because, like I said, as you know, Mayberry is always creating new opportunities. So there may be a new opportunity on the horizon. And one thing we know for sure is that when we are in the market and the market responds to us, it usually is an overwhelming response. So I would say start, get it done, and jump in, get your investments going, get your savings plan going, and start reaping your rewards.
Well, thank you so much, Damien. We appreciate it. And like you heard, go to mayberryinv.com, you said?
.com.
.com to sign up now. Civil servants, take advantage of this special offer. Thank you once again, Damien.
All right. Have a good night.